What's going on, everybody? I'm going to show you how to get into the cellar at Raider's Refuge. It requires you to press 4 buttons out of many possible spawns. I believe I show about 18 in this video. So we're going to go ahead and start out on the roof of the main building here. The first spot's going to be here on this little metal awning. And then jumping down onto the roof itself. Your next location that it can spawn is going to be between these two wooden slats. Those are the only two I've seen on the roof itself, but if you drop back here, this button was actually live right next to the zip line. You can hardly see it, but there's one underneath here as well on my ping, which was here this time. And finally, if you crop back here, you have access to this little ledge where one can also spawn. And while we're here, there's also one on this ledge that requires you to climb onto an AC unit from the main bridge. And one here, that one requires a little bit of finesse. You need to zip line and then jump halfway up the zip line to clamber. Now, this doesn't seem like it's part of the POI, but this little building actually does have at least one potential spawn. I've seen it here next to the dresser. And we're moving on to the ground floor of the main Raiders Refuge building. Your first potential spawn is going to be here behind this slanted piece of metal. The hitbox there's a little funky, so you have to fiddle with it if that's the one that spawns to interact. The next one's on this side of the metal, a little easier to interact with. Going inside, behind this computer terminal, is a potential spawn right here. And then next to this little vanity on the left side of it, followed by one that's halfway sticking out of the ground right in front of the cellar door. That one's pretty hard to miss. Then to the left of the cellar door by these trash bags. And I haven't seen this one in a while, but I believe it spawned right next to this little bookshelf or dresser, whatever you want to call it. I've never seen one spawn down the stairs that I'm about to show you, but it's suspicious, so I would go ahead and check it. It seems likely that there's at least one spawn somewhere around here. I just haven't seen them yet. And then a few buttons that I've more recently found, 2 to be exact, are up in this little shack, which is pretty far detached from the POI itself. But there's one that can spawn in these broken floorboards here. And one very sneaky one that is back here, next to these 2 white, looks like liquid crates of some sort. Okay, and we can go back to the main POI now. I'm just sort of looking around to see if I missed anything, because I'm still short one. I haven't seen one down here either. There is a weapon crate spawn down here, so you might as well come down here to check for the button anyway. A couple of lockers. This next one I forgot to check during the actual raid, so instead I'm just going to freeze frame it and show you where it is and explain. Alright, we're coming up on it now. It is right there, and it'll just be hanging down off of that piece of climbable metal once again. And then the most obvious spot is the last one I check. Of course, it is to the left of this, what looks like an air conditioning unit or something like that. So we click that, and that is our 4th one for this run. And we'll go down and take a look at the loot. Now, the loot down here is typically pretty good, especially for a yellow area. I usually get 3, maybe 4 purple items each. I got a damn control tower key the last time I came in here. This time I get a couple of good things, I believe. Some decent materials. And then in the weapon crate down here, we actually get a Tempest. That's a pretty nice get. A little bit of inventory management real quick. There is a security breach in here, so if you hit 36 in that tree, there will be an extra reason to come down here, but for now I don't have that, so unfortunately we can't grab it. And just trying to make off with all the loot. But that's pretty much the end of the puzzle there. There might be more button spawns. Those were just the ones that I've encountered so far. So I'll pin a comment if I find any more. But hopefully that helped. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff in the future. And thank you so much for your time.